Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with the next week of 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. And it is week 10 and I am documenting some pictures of my grandson, and I'm going to use this lovely sketch by the lovely Anne Marie Bryant, who runs Scrapbooking the Day Away on Facebook, as well as a website for this of the same name. And I've got this sloth that my grandson was using in my car to calm down, and I thought because of that I would use the Simple Stories collection Into the Wild, because there are a couple sloths left from where I have not used them yet. So I've got quite a bit of ephemera. I actually have another thing of it that I didn't pull out until later. And then I have this new die cut of arrows, and since there's an arrow on the sketch, I thought I would use these for that. So I've got my papers, some cardstock, my embellishments, my dies, and my pictures, and this awesome sketch. So let's see how this goes. So 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos is pretty much encouraging you to document like the everyday life kinds of things, not just the big stuff. At least that's my take on it. And so that's what I'm trying to do, is document those kinds of things. And so this just happened to be one of those days where I pick my grandson up every single day. And this day in particular, he was very fussy. I got stopped at a daggone red light. I was by myself in the car, and I don't have toys and stuff in my car yet. Like, he's still pretty young. And so I do have this little sloth snap bracelet that my friend Brooke gave me, and I have it around my gear shift in my car. And I just took it off and handed it to him and kind of like played with a little while I was at a stoplight. And he ended up quieting down. And I don't know exactly what happened back there, but in the end, when I got to my mom's, he was passed out and he was holding the little snap bracelet around his hand. So I took this little picture mostly to send to my friend Brooke, who had given me the sloth. And so I thought that this would be a great idea for something to document for my 52 weeks. So I have matted both my pictures on white because they're darker pictures, so I wanted to lighten them up. And then I mat them on black, and then I use one of the 6x8 papers, because all I have in this collection is the 6x8 paper pad. The rest of it's all gone. Like, I have a couple itty-bitty little papers, but nothing that I could even probably mat a 3x4 on. And so I use this one 6x8, and actually I only use 3x8. And cut the 3x8, so I have a 1.5 at the top and a 1.5 at the bottom, so I'd have enough to overlap. Now that circle, I cut out an 11-inch circle with my Martha Stewart circle trimmer, and I inked it up with speckled egg, mostly just on the edges, but I did make sure that it was going to be pretty covered. And I love the way it looks because it's, mixed media, so it's not solid, and it matches this collection really well. And so I was excited about that. I probably could have used salvage patina and been closer to the paper, but I liked the lighter color, so it's a little bit of a contrast, and it's not as dark, because sometimes salvage patina can come out kind of heavy. So the picture on the left was shorter. When I did the print it in the right to where it fits the picture correctly, it was smaller. So I took this little scalloped bit from the sticker book and just put it up there at the top so that you don't see this big difference between the picture of him crying and the picture of him asleep. And I couldn't cut the picture of him sleeping down because I'd either cut the sloth's head or his head, and neither one of those sounded good to me. I picked this title, Wild One, put it where Anne Marie suggests the title go, up at the top. I thought I'd do like an extension title because there's lots of wordy bits that I could use in here, but I just put a bunch of words all over. So on the one where he's crying, it says Roar Loud. And then on the one right above the one of him sleeping says Dare to Dream. And then that cockeyed picture is of the close-up of the sloth, and it says Enjoy the Ride. And then I also have this little wordy bit that says Oh Snap. And I ended up putting a turtle underneath that because none of the alligators or crocodiles that are in this collection were small enough, or they were part of like a journaling block and they weren't going to fit there. So they're snapping turtles, so I thought that would fit too. And then, of course, I take the opportunity to use the last two sloths that are in this collection and tuck them in on the left and the right. And I love the way that these look. And then I'm going to go for the arrows at the bottom because I wanted to make sure that I alluded to the arrows, the big arrow that she has there on the sketch. Anne-Marie uses arrows all the time, and I love arrows. So when I found this die cut of the arrow, and then it comes with a stamp, a couple different stamps that you can use, I was super excited. So I die cut 3 of the arrows out instead of just one long one. And then I'm embellishing 3 of the corners. I leave the top right corner empty, and I'm okay with that. But the bottom 2 have the arrows, and then that top corner I used in a little embellishment banner and a little wordy bit that says "Let the adventures begin." The one in the bottom corner says "One with nature," and then the other corner says "What a ride." I love the way this turns out, the coloring, the pictures, of course. I am thrilled with how this turned out. So I end up adding these enamel dots, 3 of them in the top, 3 in the bottom 2 corners, and finishing this out with those. And then, of course, I have to cover the little tag hole up there. And then I take my journaling, this is my Moonlight Jelly Roll in white, and I just wrote the date and that AJ was fussing in the car, and all I had to entertain him was my sloth. It really doesn't need a whole lot more information than that. And so that is it. I could have written all the way around, but I really love the way that it looks just down there at the bottom. And that's it. So I hope you'll go check out Anne-Marie's website. That link will be in my description box, as well as any information I have about the 52 weeks of 52 favorite photos. I am thrilled with the way this turned out. I hope you go check out other people who are hopping along with the 52 weeks of 52 photos. It is a lot of fun to be inspired and encouraged to just document the everyday kinds of things. I'd love it if you'd give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you'll come back and see me again real soon. Have a great day, and I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!